If your year started badly, like in chaos or downright disaster, know that this is karma turning the tables around to your advantage. Okay, these last 3 months, they serve as a reminder to those people who have old containers at the back of the fridge that's been there for years. They don't want to know, they don't want to remember what's in those containers, but for sure something is growing. And it ain't gonna be pretty when it bursts. Hello, welcome back to The Road Least Traveled. If this is your first time here, my name is Sue Lee. Hey guys, I'm so excited about my new discovery. I just made a discovery a few days ago. It's about the planetary alignment in the last 3 months. So some of you may already know it. So please share your story in the comments below. I just want to know if you relate to what I'm going to say, what I'm going to tell you, what happened to me between January and mid-March. And I can't wait to know and compare stories. So in January, just about a few weeks before that, we moved back to the city, right? In early January, I got dengue fever. Now, I haven't been sick for decades. And suddenly when we returned to the city, I got dengue. So I thought, okay, well, the city is riddled with diseases. So it's not something I would never expect, you know? So I was hospitalized for 10 days. It was really awful. My dogs were frantic, even though they were at a very good borders. So after 10 days in the hospital, I was discharged very late at night. It was close to midnight. So when I got back home, with the dogs, need to settle them in and everything after their 10-day stay at the borders, the tank was leaking onto the floor upstairs. And I thought, wow, gee whiz, thanks for the homecoming. So anyway, I got that fixed. And then not even a month later, it came back with the most angry revenge. Like, how dare you fix me? You know, I'm not supposed to be fixed. I want to leak. I want to flood your house. And this time it was worse. The whole thing, I mean, the ceiling looked like it was raining. And water was just flowing and flowing. And if I wasn't mopping the whole time and getting rid of buckets of water, I swear to you, the water would have run downstairs and flooded the entire house. So never mind. Took a long time to sort that out because, I don't know, maybe it's Mercury retrograde or whatever, but it took the next 3 weeks to actually fix that leak. The plumber replaced the tank with a new one, and you cannot believe what came out of the old tank. The last of the water, like, I don't know, maybe the last 20 gallons of water was like hot chocolate. It was so disgusting. The landlord probably hadn't replaced that tank or cleaned it in decades. Now, this was another reminder to me. You know, this house is gorgeous. It's gorgeous to look at. It's so beautiful. But that was a reminder that beauty can be skin deep. And sometimes a purge like this happens to reveal the dirt beneath the surface. Guess what happened next? All 3 of my dogs got severe bacterial infection. And I mean, I don't want to be disgusting, but they had like projectile diarrhea. It really was so bad that we made so many trips to the vet, expensive meds, expensive food. And then, it's not the end of the story yet. And then a week later, I got bacterial infection and I had to go to the hospital again. Okay, let me think. Was there anything else? Yeah, well, there were a lot of little bits here and there that made life really, really quite hard to, you know, quite challenging. And I remember thinking, I'm kind of regretting moving to the city. What is this telling me? Is this telling me that I made the wrong decision? But soon after that, I thought, the thought occurred to me that, hey, I handled it quite well. I mean, all this happened in a span of 2 months. Actually, no, in a span of 1 month, but then all the the dealing with it and settling down and getting back to normal. The whole thing was about 2 months. And I remember thinking, in the past, that would have crushed me. I would have been crying and picking up the phone every other day, calling a friend to try to comfort me. But this time, I didn't call a single person. I didn't need to. It didn't occur to me to call anyone. So it's kind of like a blessing in disguise, in that I saw how far I had come. Now, all trauma victims know how we deal with these things that normal people seem to think is just no big deal. It's like, why are you being so hysterical? It's just this or it's just that. But for trauma victims, it can feel like the end of the world. But this time I was very calm. I was mentally stable. And throughout the whole thing, I just got on with it. And I remember being very, very calm in my mind and very emotionally stable. So I kind of like patted my back about it. I thought, I'm proud of you. You did good. So I thought that was what it was telling me, that these disasters were telling me, reminding me not to be too harsh on myself, because look how far you've come. In the past, you would have been a heap on the ground in a fetal position. But hang on, that's not it. Well, it's partly it. But the other part of it is what I discovered after watching a few videos on energy shift, that this is the great purge. This time, this January to March, is a time for purging, global purging, where evil is exposed, where your shadow self comes out to show you areas that you still need to heal. Now, if you're watching my channel, there's a big chance that you have done a lot of inner work. You've done a lot of healing for yourself. And this is a time for us to upgrade our software and ditch the old world system, which is malfunctioning. And it is for those unawakened, serves as a reminder to the unawakened, like those containers behind the fridge, to look inward. By the way, if you're liking this video, please like, subscribe, and share, or I'm going to send my flying monkeys to your inbox, okay? This, guys, is a massive purge. Yeah, it was a massive purge, all right. It was like human, animal, and inanimate objects all purging at the same time. But we are prepared, you see. We are well prepared. This is a great time for us because we are well equipped for what is to come. And for those who are not, those who lack self-awareness, those who refuse to look inward for self-reflection, those without empathy, the narcs of this world, the guilty, the unawakened, they will face the wrath of this great purge like dinosaurs who never heard of Noah's Ark. You see, we have been exercising our spiritual muscles, our emotional muscles, and we're going to get to the finishing line faster than a Malaysian sprinting to an all-you-can-eat buffet. So this is our time, guys. This is our time. Now, there's still some work to do. I am quite sure that most empaths like us have been taking other people's burdens for decades. This is your time. This is our time. Those who have been shoving their emotional baggage, their junk, into a huge big wardrobe, thinking that is, closing the door and then thinking all is well, all is organized in there, they're going to get a big shock when it bursts. Now, opportunities come to us every single day. We don't have to wait until a huge-ass disaster to come for us to change, for us to do some self-reflection. If they haven't been doing any self-reflection, and I'm sure you have been helping them, then stop. Because this lesson is for them, and we are just surfing these tumultuous waves. This is indeed a very exciting time for us. So focus all your energy on updating your software, and don't look back, because the world is splitting. I have another video. I'll include it in the link below. it talks about the world splitting. And I'm not talking about physically splitting. I'm not talking about different camps in politics or religion or race or cultures. I'm talking about a split into two of the unawakened, the ones who are not willing to awaken, and the ones who are on a spiritual journey. And it's not a 50-50 split. It's probably like 98% of people who refuse to leave the old world order, and maybe 2 to 5% of people who are ready to create this new world created by us. And the universe and its planetary alignment has created this opportunity for us. Now, I don't really know, I don't know much about astrology. I don't know much about how stars align and how it affects our lives. But I'm excited about this because I didn't know until I watched a few videos about this energy shift. And I thought, so that was it. That was why my year started so horrendously. It was literally a purge. It couldn't get any clearer. It's clearer than a vegan's pee, what happened to us and why it happened and how we're going to move forward. So for many of us, this is a new beginning, a new chapter. I wish you all the best, and don't forget to share your story in the comments below. I really want to know how many of us went through this.